Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Polkadot. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. So jumping into the daily chart on TradingView, as you can see, we have our swing high all the way up here in November of 2021 and the swing low in July of 2021. If you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, make sure you watch my video that's linked down below in the description. I explain precisely how I use the Fibonacci retracement to get support and resistance levels. And that's a very good way to see where the price might end up at, so you can set up those buy limit orders in advance. So go ahead and watch that video if you're not familiar with the Fib retracement. If you are, then let's continue. So zooming in here, you can see that we lost our first Fib level, and we even retested that as resistance, and we came back down lower. And our technical target obviously was the 1.618 here at $3.69. And this was also near the lower level of the support block based off of this trading range we had in 2020 from August into October with the swing high and the swing low there. And we came back into this support block and we almost retraced down to the 1.618. We were just shy, 13% shy, but still that was a very good buying opportunity on the daily chart. Right now, we're running into a resistance level here. So this is something, let me just remove this. And you can see that this is a pretty important resistance block that we're running into right now, because that was our support block once we were pulling back down in June, in July, in August. Then we lost it in September, right? And we even retested that as resistance multiple times again. We came back down, printed a lower low, and now we're retracing to that resistance block once again, and we're getting pretty overextended, and we're running into that resistance block. So I think it's very safe to assume that we're going to see a pullback before we see any more upside, because we've broken above a diagonal resistance trend line here, which is pretty good, this light blue resistance trend line. And the EMAs are pretty overextended from each other. We're overextended from the 20 EMA. So I think expecting a pullback here would be smart. Potentially, we could come back down to the blue trend line and retest that as support, just to have that confirmation of support. And until that happens, I wouldn't be buying into Polkadot right now, but still, these are very, very cheap prices. So if you really want to get into Polkadot right now, I mean, if you're buying for the long term, yeah, I guess you can enter. Now, taking a look at the Fibonacci retracement here, as you can see, we went below the 1.414. So the 1.414 was also a very good entry. From there, you were sitting at a 30% move to the upside. And from the bottom here, you're sitting at a 59 or 60% move to the upside. Personally, my average buy-in price is somewhere at $7.17. So pretty soon I'm going to be in profit, but I'm swing trading my coins regardless. And I did take some profit. So I'm swing trading with some of my patrons, and I took some profits here at $6.79. So right where we had that wick, that's where I took some profits, because that was a major resistance level for us, and we were pretty overextended. So I took some profits there, and I'm looking to buy back in. Now, all of that is going to be shared on Patreon, as always, all of my swing trades. So feel free to check that out. There's going to be a 7-day free trial for anyone who wants to check that out and see what sort of community we have there. I do upload exclusive podcasts for my patrons. I share my portfolio in those podcasts. We take a look at your technical analysis requests as well, and I share some of the interesting analysis that we have of the overall markets. So feel free to check that out, and you might catch some nice swing trades with me as well. So yeah, these are some of the support levels you could be looking at here. So the 20 EMA, the yellow line, the 55 EMA, the red line, the blue trend line, which was a resistance level. So now hopefully it's going to be flipped to support. What could also happen is we can come back down all the way down to the 1.414 at $5.19. And that's going to be a very nice thing as well, because in fact, we're going to be printing a higher low, okay? But we're still not going to be printing a higher high, which is what we need to do here. So we ideally would need to break the November high before we could start pulling back down, but I don't think that's going to happen because we are already very overextended. So hopefully we can hold the 1.414 as support and continue on from there, breaking that resistance block and then coming back to retest it as support. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. If we switch over to the daily RSI, you can see that we did have this support block here that we were retesting, this diagonal support block. Then we had a capitulation in December. We entered the purple support block that I gave you, and that was a perfect entry because from there, as you can see, we got pretty overextended, you could say, and we entered the overbought, and that was where I was taking some profits. We actually managed to secure 2 swing trades with my patrons. So we sold Polkadot the first time at $6.40 or something, and then we bought back in with the pullback, and then we sold once again with that next leg up. So yeah, I would be waiting for a pullback, to be honest with you here, because this is not really sustainable over time. We're going to see a pullback 100% because anything that goes up very quickly has to come back down, and we do have this support level here that we're holding for now, but I do think we're going to drop lower regardless, because you just can't stay at this RSI level for a very long time. Now let's switch over to the Binance website here and see what's going on the weekly chart. And before we continue, I quickly want to ask you, do you value your privacy? If the answer is yes, then you must take a look at ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers you the privacy that you deserve, no activity logs and no connection logs. Your internet provider won't be able to access anything, and anyone using the same open free Wi-Fi in the cafe as you won't be able to do any harm or breach your security. You can use the ExpressVPN application on any device. You can connect it to your PlayStation, or you can even connect it to your router so that anyone who connects is automatically secured. Or if you're looking to access any region-blocked content on your streaming platform, well, ExpressVPN can do that as well. If you're living in the Netherlands and you want to access a TV show that's only available in Japan, well, my friend, you can do that with ExpressVPN. You can use the link down below in the description and get a discounted price along with 3 extra months for free. You can get your money back if you don't like it, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like it, because we all need the privacy, and in today's age especially. And you can also pay with Bitcoin, so that's a really cool feature as well. And let's get on with the video. Jumping into the weekly chart on Binance, so you can see that right now what we're doing is, let me get the 55 EMA back. So what we're doing here is we're actually retesting the bottom of the support block that I gave you on the weekly chart. So $6.08 all the way down to $4.48.5. That was my support block that I gave you way before we entered it here. And I told you that this would be a good buying opportunity. And as you can see, we just barely got out of that support block, and then we started pumping in January. And right now we're above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good thing. We're holding, if we keep holding this as support, we could continue to the upside, obviously. And our next target would be $9.05, which is the swing high we printed in August. So all I'm saying is that this support block played out nicely. You could have entered off of this $4.48.5, and you would have been up 52% once we saw that pump. So yeah, these are good opportunities. Like I said, if you pay attention to what I'm saying and you copy this to your charts and you do some of your analysis as well, obviously, then you can have some nice swing trades and you can actually make some money even in a bear market. Imagine what's going to be happening in the bull market. It's going to be crazy. So stick with the channel. Now, We do have a another perfect scenario here for the RSI, believe it or not. So as you can see here, we did have this support level created in June of 2022. Then we were in this sideways channel for quite a while. We dropped out of it in December. We back tested that same level in June that we created in June. We back tested it here in December, and look at that bounce. That was your entry. I told you that we could enter that if we drop out of the support block there, or from the sideways range. We could retest that. Lo and behold, that's what we did. And look at that. Look at that move to the upside. We're even above our resistance at 40 on the RSI. So our next immediate resistance above is at 48.867. So that's something that you should be targeting. We're getting some nice volume coming in here based off the volume indicator. The stochastic is starting to recover from the oversold, and we're moving into the middle part, or into the mid-range here for the stochastic. So let's see how that plays out. The MACD had the bullish cross in July, and we're moving to the upside right now. Probably going to get above the histogram very soon. The histogram is green, is bullish. That's great to see, but this is a lagging indicator. So for now, this looks okay, but we do need to see a pullback because it's getting a bit unhealthy on the daily chart. We need to see those EMAs retested, but we're doing pretty good right now, I would say. This is a good start. Hopefully, this is the start of the phase one of the beginning of the bull market, if you know what I mean. The bull market itself is going to start once the Fed starts cutting interest rates. That's when we're going to see those big moves to the upside. Until then, that's going to be your time to accumulate, okay? Especially right now, once we're going to have that pullback, you really want to be buying these all-time low prices. So that's pretty much it for Polkadot. If I missed out anything important, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Check out my Patreon. All of that is linked down below in the description. There's going to be a 7-day free trial for my Patreon. So if you enjoy, you can stick around. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.